Hello, it's Galen, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. Today I have two fun tags, and I'm showing different ways and different ideas to use tags for gifts or even on wine tags or favors or treat boxes. And this one I'm using a Snarky sentiment and a snarky looking girl, and it's fun to give for friends or to bring to a hostess event or a party. And these, I've used similar things in the past and it always is received well. So I'm using Unity Stamp Company kit called Still a Mess. It features this fun girl and she's got this sentiment that says life update, still a mess. Anyway, I went ahead and stamped her on cardstock, just white cardstock 2 times, and for one of them I used slim style or tall dies by my creative time, and I just trimmed out a longer panel for one of them, and that's going to be scored later on with a background and used as a wine tag. I used assorted Copic markers to color one of the both of them actually, but just in 2 different color families. So I will list them on the blog on my blog and here on the video. Which markers I used. And so here's a little slowdown of the face and how I do face. I always get asked to go a little slower when I do the skin tones, but I just want to remind you that for just about any stamp, you can use Copics in different tones to create different looks for different nationalities, different skin tones, for different races and colors, and I've done that. I've used the same stamp for an African American person and also for Caucasian and Spanish and Mexican. So different Copic colorings and different markers used in different ways to highlight different areas will change the whole look of that stamp. But in this case, I'm just staying with light tones and changing out the color of the dress. So I went with more of a wine shade of a dress for the long panel, and I'm going for bright yellow and green for the background for this favor tag. I have a pre-boxed and pre-wrapped treat favor box that I have already ready to go and waiting for a tag, and I wanted to match the colors for this second girl to match that treat box or favor box. So for that tall stamp panel, I scored it with a Martha Stewart scoring board and a bone folder. I scored that white panel, and I also scored the background wine color panel. It doesn't have to be scored exactly in the center. For the wine tag, you want to leave a shorter end where you're going to do a punch or a die cut for a hole to put the wine through. Now in this case, I thought all along I was going to use that big circle punch there, but it just wasn't deep enough to get past those scallops on the end of that trim. So I put a small hole punch in the small tag, and for the hole on the long end of that tall panel, I used a die by my creative time, and that has stitching on both the inside and the outside of that circle die, and I just used a die. But if your punches are deep enough to hold the paper in further, you can just use a punch if you still have those around. I do have a few, but they are very short, so it punches close to the edge. So here are the dies I used. Any circle die will work. Most punches, mine did not work, so I used dies. And then you just fold it, and there you go. It's ready to go. I like to add wine tags when I give a wine for a hostess gift. It's fun. All different types of stamping works for this. And also, any stamped image and sentiment will work on any of these. It's just that I made these looking a little snarky, just on purpose. So I hope you like this. I hope you give it a try. I'd love to share some ideas as well. Thanks so much for watching, and take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you will. And have a great day.